ازيكم يا شباب، معاكم هاشم من بنزين. المرة دي احنا هنحكي القصة بتاعت اللعبة مع بعض بفيديو. هو طويل شوية وده الجزء الأول.
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful. Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down to 90%. If drive
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck! Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you. Should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
اسمحوا لي يا جماعه هبتدي اتقمص شخصيه بطل اللعبه ديت وهتكلم مكانه. اول مره ارجع الكوكب ده في اصوات غريبه، اتمنى ما تكونش حاجات خطيره. مين اللي عمل كده؟ لا، حيوانات متوحشة. خليك زي ما انت. انا همشي من هنا. صداع فظيع.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
في حد هنا، المكان ده غريب.
Hey, you, come here.
انت مين؟
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
اثبت انا هعالج لك جرحك.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
انت ايه اللي حصل لك؟
We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
ايه موضوع اللصوص دول؟
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
انا عندي فكرة زي اللوز. هات لي مسدسك وانا هساعدك. صح ولا ايه؟
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
باي يا حبيب قلبي. نفتح بقى طريق. يلا يا مسهل. ايه اضرب.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
يا عم ايه الفران دي؟ يا دي الصراع. يا دي انت يا استنى 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 هريحك ثانية واحدة. ايوه شوية نفس كده عشان اظبط. ايوه نفس تاني بس يا معلم. خد دي بقى يا جماعة، ده انا بنعدينا فضائيين. استنى وجعتك؟ خد دي. باي باي. ياه العيال دي مملة أوي، ماسكين بيلعبوا المسدسات كتير أوي. تعالى يا تعالى أنا هظبطك أنا. خد دي هدية مني ليك. خدت مني طلقة زيادة، مش ناقص أنا. الواحد كان متجمد 70 سنة وعندي صداع. صدعني مين الناس دي يا عم؟ بس حلوة السفينة دي. ده مين اللي مجرش هنا ده؟
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed!
جاي لك هروح فين؟ انا اشوف انت عايزه ايه اصلا. مين اللي جنبك ده؟
Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about.
ايوه انا سمعت الكلام ده، بس في واحد صاحبك فوق محبوس في كهف.
Really? How is he?
هو هيعيش. انا عالجت له موضوع جرحه شويه وبقى كويس.
Shouldn't have done that. Spacer's Choice family ain't authorized to receive medical aid from off-brand physicians. We'll see him back to Edgewater, just as soon as I cross these marauders off with the swift, cost-efficient fury that's made Spacer's Choice the most trusted brand in personal defense. I just, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
ايه هم الحراس بتوع السبيس بيجيبوا ورا ولا ايه؟
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
يلا يا عم هنيجي وراك اهو. اوه ده محتاجين مساعدة. انا جاي وراك يا جماعة. استنى انت هتعوروا ولا ايه؟ حلو كده، نروح بقى نشوف السفينة دي هنعمل فيها ايه. ايوه كده. ايه الحوار ده؟ ويلكم.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities. Hello, Marauder. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction.
انت هتفجر نفسك ولا ايه؟ اهدي شوية بس.
Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
هي انت خدت بالك ان احنا اصلا ان انت مجرشه في الارض ولا لسه؟
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
بقول لك ايه، انا عايز اطلع بالسفينه دي من هنا.
I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
معلش هو تعيش انت بقى، انا اسف.
I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
ماشي بس انا مش هو مات.
I understand. You are speaking metaphorically. You wandered outside this ship and experienced a permanent, life-changing encounter. The old you is dead. Welcome back, Captain Hawthorne. I extend felicitations and congratulations on your life-changing experience.
خلاص تمام زي الفل، خلينا نمشي من هنا بقى.
Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
بس انا اشك ان هنلاقي الحاجات دي موجوده في جراج يعني.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
يلا اما نشوف بقى باور ريجليتور ده هيجيبه منين يا مسهل. عايزين نمشي من هنا.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because you sure walked in it like it was your ship. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
غرامة بعد اللي عملته لزميلك.
Yeah, fair point. I'll let it go this time. If you're looking to help us out with our marauder problem, talk to Constable Reyes over in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
شكرا. يلا ما نشوف هنجيب بقى المنظم الطاقة ده منين. ننجز بقى يا مسهل. كل ده جري. في حاجة هنا ولا ايه؟ استنى كده. شوية المجرمين دول. خد بقى المسكت بقى. أوه. خد دي. واضح ان الترجمة بتأثر على التقسيم بتاعي. ايوه بقى. لا لسه في شوية. اوه واو. شكل السما روعة. حلو الكوكب ده. هبقى اتفسح فيه بعد كده. اها تهيألي كده وصلنا مكان ناخد فيه منظم الطاقة اللي احنا عايزينه.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out.
ده انا بس معدي من هنا بس.
Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
انت ما قلتليش اسمك. انا زين.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
اسأل مين جوه على منظم طاقة.
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
انا بعمل اللي على مزاجي.
Got a knack for being discreet like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
يا عم تجمعهم انت بنفسك.
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
عامة بتهيألي انت هتظبط حالك. يلا باي باي. رغاي قوي. كل اللي بيقابلني في الكوكب دول رغايين. محدش بيتكلم قليل. انا بس اللي بحبش اتكلم كتير. حلو والله المدينة دي. الدنيا اتغيرت كتير بعد 70 سنة. شكلها كئيب. ننجز بقى. حلو الاسانسير ده. نطلع بقى نشوف اللي بيدير المكان. الموسيقى الهبلة دي.
The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
انت بقى ريد، انا قالوا لي ان انا المفروض اكلمك.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
زي ايه اللي انت بتكلمني عليه؟
Shirt, pants, work boots, company-approved colors. The, honorable apparel of a loyal worker?
تالي انت عندك في حاجة انت فاهمها غلط في الموضوع يعني.
Yes, so it dawns on me. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
والله انا مش مخطط ان انا اقعد هنا كتير.
I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer.
انا سفينتي عايزة تتصلح، محتاج منظم.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
أقلي نفسي?
Oh yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power is shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
أنت بتقول إنها مهجورة.
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
قصدك الشوط اللصوص دول؟ يا عم دول مش ناس يعتبر.
The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
ليه يعني؟
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
أنا شفت إيدج ووتر، ما أقدرش ألوم العمال دول إن هم هربوا ومشوا بعيد.
Neither do I. The fault was entirely mine. I pushed them too hard. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town.
إزاي أقدر أتعرف على إدليد؟
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
أكيد العمال دول سووا المدينة لسبب.
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
ماشي، أنا هشوف هقدر أساعدك بإيه.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
أنا محتاج حد يكون معايا.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
ما حسيت بكده برضه، بتقاليش ان هو كان صريح معايا.
Oh, he ain't a liar. He believes every word he says. It's just, he doesn't always get where other folk are talking from. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
ما اقدرش الوم اي حد ان هو يهرب من هنا. المدينة دي فيها مشاكل.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
اقدر الاقي ماكس ده فين؟
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it. On account of it being the only clean thing.
يلا بينا نتحرك.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Something got you down?
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
لو سمحت ممكن نتكلم شوية؟
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
الأستاذة دي كانت عايزة تسألك حول اللي كان ريد عايزنا نعمله.
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
عايزين نقطع الكهرباء عن أديلي.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
طيب أنت بتنصحنا بإيه؟
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
وده أصلاً ممكن يعني؟
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
طب ده بسبب إيه يعني؟
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
تهيألي إن أنت كده هتحرقه أول ما تشوف الكتاب دوت.
What? No, I don't want to burn it. I would never. I mean, I just want to. Look, I have a very simple goal here. I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
أنا عايز أعرف شوية معلومات عن الكتاب ده قبل ما أوافق.
It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time,
It's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
والله أنا مش متحمس للموضوع ده.
That's understandable. If you change your mind, let me know.
Something you need?
أنت كنت بتقولي كان في حاجة المفروض أعرفها.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
وهي مش المفروض تكون أصلا نظيفة يعني؟
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
أمال أنت عايز تكلمي ليه؟
The Vicar's about the only soul in the Vale who spends his time thinking on what is and ain't right. It's just that when he looks at me, I feel I'd disappoint him.
يلا ننطلق. ملوش لازمة الكلام الحزين ده. أوه إيه ده؟ أيوه بقى استنى يعني زي الفل. واحد محتاج يحسن تنشينه شوية عن كده.
Not a peep from me.
اوكي يلا بينا. ركز احنا في خطر. يا بنتي انت مجنونة. خد يا ريت. هو رايح فين؟ تعال اريحك تعال ودي هدية مني. معاك نشفة.
That's the last of them.
يلا الحمد لله. ايه البلاوي دي بقى؟ تعالى لي كده جرب السلاح ده. الله عليك. انت بتعمل ايه؟ نزل في الارض. يا ابن اللذينه. خد بلوه البتاعه دي. ساعدينا يا بنتي. شكرا والله. لازم يبقى كبير عندك. بس حلو السلاح ده. اهرب. اوه. بس يا بابا. الكوكب ده جميل بس تحس ان هو قلق. هو ده بقى المكان اللي كنت فيه بور ريجوليتر. في روبوتات وحاجات. شوف هنخش ازاي. شافوني يلا بقى. مالك يلا بقى. يا لهوي يا جدعان. متعب قوي. المسدس مش جايب معاهم كويس. انت المفروض معاك السيف يا هات السيف يا عم. خد ضرب السيف. ايوه وانت كمان. هو ده الباب. يلا نخش نشوف ايه الحوار. يا دي النيلة. غير السلاح بقى. استنى. ايوه خد هدية مني ليك. واحدة كمان. حلو ده ماشي. السلاح ده معاه ماشي كويس. شو مندفعة. استني انا هظبطهولك دلوقتي. مية مية. كل مرة تقولي كده ويطلع في واحد تاني مستخبي. يلا بنشوف المكان افتح يا سمسم. حلو الكمبيوتر ده. افتح الباب يا معلم، افتح يلا. ايوه هو ده كده، احنا استخدمنا المفتاح. يلا بينا. فين بقى الطريق؟ تعالى. ده مين ده؟ مين اللي مش حقيقي يا ابني؟ حرام عليك، انت مجنون؟
No, just leave me alone.
في ايه؟
You're not real.
ازيك يا ابني؟
You can talk? The Phantoms never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
يا عم انت مش بتتخيلني.
Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
انت بتعمل ايه هنا لوحدك؟
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
هو ايه اللي حصل في المكان ده؟
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
دي مصيبة. ده حصل ازاي؟
You mean why did the Mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
يعني انت محجوز هنا بكل المكان ده؟ زي ما قلتش من جوه.
Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides.
يعني انت بتاكل القرف ده؟
Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
انت بتقول انت كنت انجينير، كنت شغال في ايه يعني؟
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
ما دام انت كنت شغال على الآلات دي اكيد عارف طريقة تقدر توقفهم بيها.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
انا اقدر اتفاهم على الآلات ديت، انا نجحت لحد دلوقتي وجيت لك، صح؟
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
الآلات بتستخدم الدوائر المنطقية بتاعتها.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
أنا كنت عايز أسألك على حاجة.
The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy.
يلا باي باي. نشوف بقى.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
نشوف كده بالراحة بس.
Halt. Beginning security patrol.
Incoming!
خلصت عليه. يلا بقى نشغل الدنيا كلها. تعالى حبيب قلبي.
Here we go. Don't mess with us.
يا للبيت. يلا موت بقى.
Everyone all right?
كله تمام. شكرا تساعدينا والله كتير. نطلع نشوف ايه اللي فوق هنا. كويس. نشغل كل حاجة. انا بشغل كل حاجة مش عارف هي ايه بس هنشغلهم كلهم. يلا. دي بقى. احنا قلنا هنا اصلا. نشوف اذا كان في حاجه ناقصه نعملها. ايوه ما عملناش ده خالص. يلا بينا يا عم. بس كده نروح بقى نغير وناخد الباور ريجوليتور.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, listen. Sorry, I know you're in a hurry. I know you want your power regulator and all. I just feel like we should go talk to Adelaide. If we're gonna kill her power, least we could do is give her people a fair warning.
عندك حق.
Oh, well, thanks. I mean, you're welcome. I mean, I appreciate you hearing me out.
يلا نروح نخرج برا نشوف ايه الموضوع ده. يلا خلينا نروح نكلمها. يلا افتح يا عم. ايوه بقى يلا. مشوار بعيد. كان في طحن يعني.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
ازيك عاملة ايه؟
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
ريد قال لي ان في شوية ناس عايشين في الحتة دي.
Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you.
أقدر ألاقي إدليد فين؟
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
والله مكان ظريف بين الجبال بخضرة. شكله يفتح النفس زي المدينة التانية الكئيبة. شكلها هي دي. هي دي.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
أنت أكيد هي أديليد صح؟
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
ريد بعتني هنا عشان معاكي زي اتفاقية سلام.
Reed Thompson? You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace then?
هو عايزك ترجعي المدينة تاني وهيعمل شوية تعديلات.
Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
ريد قال لي ان انا احول مسار الطاقة للمدينة بتاعته. هو قال لي ان هعمل كده من الجيوثيرمال بلانت.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
عشان انت عندك منظم طاقة وانا محتاجه عشان اصلح السفينة بتاعتي.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
بطل بالنسبة لك؟
A hero to the people who matter. To us. To the ones who come around. To the ones you save. Reed will never understand. He has been too long inebriated on the wine of corporate culture. All he sees is productivity, output, profits.
انت رأيك ان ريد بيحاول يمتزك؟
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
ايه مشكلتك مع المدينة بتاعته؟
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
طيب قولي ان انا ساعدتك، ايه اللي هيحصل لمدينة إدجواتر؟
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
أنا هحط مضارة في دماغي.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
بصراحة أنا ميال لرأيي أكتر. أنا بحبش الناس الرأسماليين اللي بيستغلوا البشر. هشوف هعمل إيه. لازم أخد قرار. وأعتقد إن أنا خدت القرار. أنا هساعدها هي. ريد هيبقى عنده مفاجأة كبيرة دلوقتي. نغير ريدايركشن. يلا بينا. ريدايركت تو إدجواتر. لأ صح كده. باي باي إدجواتر. يلا بينا. هروح الاقيه مبسوط. يلا نروح المدينة يا جماعة. واضح الموضوع فيه قلق.
Maybe Adelaide was right to leave.
Desertion is a criminal offense, punishable by hard labor.
أنا كده غيرت مسار المدينة دي للأبد. نشوف ايه اللي هيجرى بقى. أهلا حبيب قلبي.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
مش مضطر أقول لك.
You're right. I put the fate of our town in the hands of some feckless transient. This is my fault. And all Edgewater's paying for my mistake. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
أنا آسف يا ريت، تزعلش مني حبيب قلبي.
Apologies won't give us our lives back. But for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
تعتقد هيحصل إيه للمدينة؟
Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence.
يلا باي باي. ننزل ناخده بقى. الحراس هيتحاربوا معايا ولا هي؟ ايوه بس كده مش هينفع على اماكن مش هتجيلي. ساعديني يا بنت. ايه ده؟ شفت راح نشن حواليك ازاي من غير ما اجيب دماغي. ده ايه النشان الجامد ده؟ هو انت خطيت والله. يلا اخيرا الباور، اخيرا منظم الطاقة. ناخده ونخلع بقى. اجري يا معلم. خليهم ينبسطوا بالمدينة. نخرج بقى بسرعة كده في السريع. يلا فاست ترافلينج لمكان السفينة. يلا بينا. سفينتي الجديدة.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
العمال اللي في إدجواتر سابوا المدينة ورا ظهرهم. مفيش حاجة منعاكي.
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
خدي لك أوضة في السفينة. ملكك. يلا.
Yes!
مش مشكلة.
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. I got a captain.
اتجننت يا بنت. أنا جيت.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their
بالظبط
demise.
استني بس هروح اخلص الموضوع واجيلك. ايوه نطلع بقى بتاعي كان فوق. يلا هوبا. اخيرا يا جماعه هيبقى عندي سفينه بتاعتي وانطلق. ايوه بقى هو ده الكلام. السلام صوت المحرك جميل. شوف فرحانه يعني هتتجنن. يلا بقى.
What can I do for you?
وصلت منظم الطاقة.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
يلا خلينا نمشي من هنا. يلا يا جماعه ما تنسوش تعملوا سبسكرايب للقناه لو انت مش عامل، واعمل لايك لو عجبك الفيديو، ويا ريت تساعدونا وتوصلوا الفيديو دوت ل 50 لايك، واللي عايز يزود زود انت حبيبي. يلا باي باي يا جماعه.